I'm Hans-Ulrich Obrist. I'm the artistic director of the Serpentine and also senior artistic advisor to LUMA. And we're going to talk today about the archive here at LUMA. My archive is in the whereabouts of 3,000 and something hours of conversations. And of all these, thousands of hours of recordings of conversations, the artist and poet I've interviewed most is Etel Adnan. We've known each other the last 14, 15 years of Etel's life very well, and we've recorded, I would say, 59 conversations, some in public, a lot of them in Etel's apartment, some of them on a journey. The display is like last year, the display of Katsuo Sejima of Sana. It's the rabbit chairs and then the screens on little legs. So in a way, the visitor, the viewer, has a one-to-one. It's almost like repeating the one-to-one, I would have with the artist when we have the conversation. Another conversation is about her work as a journalist. Another conversation is about Etel's work as a poet. Another conversation is about Etel's work as a painter. Of course, there have always been these many parallel realities. It's with Etel. There is also Etel as a filmmaker. There is Etel also as somebody who actually really wanted to do public art. I've been very fascinated by Etel from the very beginning. It was almost like an oracle to meet her incredible wisdom. As Mahmoud Darwish once said, Etel Adnan never wrote a bad line. It's amazing. We can basically today look at any of her books and discover this, incredible writing of hers. And what fascinates me particularly about Etel are these many dimensions. I mean, not only is Etel one of the leading poets of our time, I actually always thought that she should have been attributed the Nobel Prize for Literature. But also, Etel is an extraordinary playwright, is an extraordinary journalist. She did a lot of political journalism in Lebanon for daily newspapers. Etel is an extraordinary visual artist. She made major contributions to the world of visual arts through her mostly small paintings, which are like incredibly optimistic. I remembered Umberto Eco telling me that we need to celebrate handwriting. I think it's always a question with archives. How can one make archives not dead? How can one bring archives alive? And I suddenly thought, wow, I'm actually together with artists and poets every day. And so I could just ask them every day to handwrite a sentence and then post it on my Instagram. And so it's become a kind of a movement to celebrate. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to save handwriting, but it's hopefully a small contribution, to celebrate the importance of handwriting and doodling, of these analog aspects also, in our time. How can one make archives interactive, participatory? How can one charge them with energy? And I remember we had a conversation here with Maya Hoffman, with Okonopoulos, with Arthur Fouret, talking about how we could, animate and activate even more so than last year with Glissant, the archive of these Etel projects. And my idea was always from the beginning to present these Post-it notes, maybe as wallpaper, maybe have them in betweens. Talking to Norm, it became clear that it will be fabulous wallpaper. They conceived of it as a wallpaper. But then the idea came up, which I was very, very happy with, to actually reprint these Post-its as facsimiles. So here you have them all, and give them away to the visitor, so that actually every visitor can have these Post-its with them, take them home, put them in a book. It can be a marque-page, it can be a book sign, it can be a letter to a friend. There's obviously also something quite intimate, about these handwritten text, and it brings people even closer to Etel, because I kind of want with this space that it's almost like as if people can have the same experience, because I had this magical experience over 15 years, this incredible privilege of visiting Etel almost every month and being in this very close dialogue, and I think it's kind of wonderful that maybe visitors can experience parts of that.